up to mark Women's Day. Together with other organizations, it will be hosting the Walk Without Fear Night Walk. Its purpose to raise awareness about the challenges that women, children, LGBTQ communities, people living with HIV and people with disabilities face in their daily lives, particularly in terms of safety and security. The founder and CEO of the Free World Initiative, Lebogang Motau, joins me now. A warm welcome, Lebo. Let's start by just the theme around the initiative. I mean, where did that come from? What sort of conversations were you having along the way to get to the point of the 9th of August next month?
Good afternoon, and a very, very warm greeting from Pretoria, sunny Pretoria. So the idea around it emerged when we were having dialogues within the community of Oliven itself. It was meant to be a xenophobia dialogue, but it ended up with all the members in community members in Oliven stating that Oliven has become a very unsafe place to be. They are terrified of walking around when it's load shedding, and that was actually a mirror of what is happening in terms of marginalized groups, which are your women, your children, your LGBTIQA plus community, your people with disability, and people living with HIV. These are people that are highly discriminated, the ones that are targeted the most, the ones who are actually terrified of walking around. And that's where it came about, the fact that let us be able to walk without fear. And that is what we want to do with this initiative.
And I imagine there are a lot of activations on the ground leading up to the actual event on the day. Tell us about them.
Well, I think right now we are mostly trying to get the relevant people involved. As you have said, there are a lot of CBOs, so there are lots of community-based organizations that have come on board and said, yes, we are behind this initiative, faith-based organizations, and even private sector that has come on board and said they do want to see the community safer. But we are also calling on government departments. We had the Minister of Police to come on board to tell him that, listen, we need your police to come on board and make sure that our streets and communities are safe. We have asked the Ministry of Women, Youth, Women and Children and people with disability to say, please lead us on this march. We've asked Faith Mazibuko that lead us as a community safety so that we can show that department as well as civil society and private sector and our CBOs are coming together and saying that no to crime. Let us all feel safe on the ground and make sure that vulnerable groups like these marginalized groups are able to walk around in peace and are making sure that crimes are reported, and when they are reported, they are actually persecuted and people are put into jail. But beyond that, we want to see that prevention is, we have to put more attention on prevention and making sure that streets are safe for everyone. And this is what is happening. And in terms of the build-ups, we also working around that. Everything that we are working towards as an organization, FWI, and our partners, we are trying to ensure that the elderly are taken care of, children, women, orphan and vulnerable children are taken care of in our South African society.
Lebogang, I imagine there's been feedback from the stakeholders and communities that you're working with that have been actual victims of a crime and have felt at one point in their lives unsafe. Hence, joining your movement and getting behind this wasn't too much of a big ask. What are those examples? Do you have any numbers that you can share with us, or stories, if you will?
Okay, so we do have some amazing organizations that have come on board. A few that I can mention are our partners, Flower Power, the ADHD, Autism Foundation, and other. We even have some international organizations that have said that what you're doing is amazing. For example, we've got Single Moms Unite, that is an organization in the United States that is coming on board and saying South Africa right now is the unsafest place for a woman to live. Children are in terms of percentage of children who are, in terms of percentage of crime statistics, 20% of murder victims are children. We know that a woman in South Africa is raped every 25 seconds and murdered every 3 hours. So we do have a few organizations that have come on board. We do have even the organizations that work with people with disability. We've got Special Olympics South Africa, who has come on board and said, we are backing you up. We've got our bigger institutions like Soul City, who have also come and said, no to crime, no to violence against women, children, and people with disability. The LGBTQI sector, we've got a few of those organizations who have come on board and also say that, no, we're finding that the numbers that are so high in terms of the LGBTI community, 41% of people in the LGBTI community know somebody who has been raped. So you're saying it was very easy for us to gather up all those organizations to say that we are behind you and we are partnering with you to say that we want safer streets.
And Lebogang, for someone who's hearing this message and is seeing you say what you're saying for the first time, how would you like them to get in touch with you? What sort of avenues can you point them to get behind you?
We do need a lot of support on the day. I'm asking all South Africans who are able to get to Oliver on the day to come and join us on the day. We are contactable and reachable on all the social medias. If you just look us up, Free World Initiative on Facebook, and the Instagram. But we are also, if you WhatsApp us, and WhatsApp on 848651110. Can we just highlight that most organizations that have joined this are NPOs, so we are in need of a lot of support. We are in need of support to transportation.
That's founder and CEO of the Free World Initiative, Lebogang Motau. Thank you so much for making time to chat with us here on Today this afternoon. We move on to the